Good afternoon, everybody, and shalom. I'm asked to speak on the communication platform that we need to consider for African agency. The reality of human living is the fact that we need communication. It's a fundamental need. And then this technological age, we need to exploit available information and communication technology that can provide us effectiveness need in the communication. And the technology, the social media technology, is the opposite technology that we could exploit for that purpose. And as you can see, we use social media nowadays for knowledge sharing, communication, interaction, and then collaboration. For us to achieve that effectiveness in this process of communication, we tap into the social media technology. And when we use these tools, specifically to connect and interact together, we are talking of social networking. The social networking, we can use it to manage our various groupings, both at the community level, national level, regional and continental levels. And the theme for those clusters will be there's a fundamental common interest that binds us together, and that interest has to emanate from the vision that may shared with regards to the African agency. We need to come up with a model of communication which is driven by the social media technology, particularly focusing on our communication need for community development. And social media will facilitate effectiveness in our communication and our social networking, not just for social. Nowadays, we talk of socio-economic, because whatever is going on in any community, it has to translate to providing socio-economic resources for building that community. Now, while we have diversity of social media technology with different capability, how much of this potential we can exploit will depend on our imagination by our need. We are making a proposal that for us to have effectiveness in our communication, to meet our communication need as African agency, we need to be guided by the following. Firstly, we need to define what African agency development community and communication needs are, from the grassroots, the community, up to the continental level. Secondly, we need to also define the features and functions of this communication technology with the social media technology that can serve such communication needs. Thirdly, we need to choose which of these diverse social media technologies or suite of them will be appropriate to meet these particular needs. Then we need to decide a structure. When my colleagues spoke, they talk of community, national, regional, then continental, thereabout. We need to structure in such a way that structuring really will really enable us to effectively communicate effectively whatever we are communicating to meet our communication needs. We need to define communication activity stream. That's what is called within the social media technology. The nature and the flow of communication, we need to define it. When we were discussing Pretoria, and also in Kenya, we identified the need for confidentiality and privacy of some information. We were told that the AICC website was done before we asked one of our boys to come with on board. We've seen some website being brought down by people who do not share the vision, who are counter, progress, whatever we're doing. So we need to bear that in mind in terms of nature and structure of our communication. Status update features, we need to provide that because everyone communicating, we are dynamic. We set up a profile today, things change. We must have a mechanism by which we reflect the dynamic nature of the communication that's going to be needed within the African agency. Quality viewing and data option that we need, that needs to be there. We need also to create a database of community users. So that's very, very crucial, and it's core to that. And of course, that database, we will have one that contains all the membership. We need to have such to be modeled in terms of communication clusters, such that where, say, the community development officers, there's some information related to them that will not go to individual. The coordinators at the national level, various national level, they could form a cluster, which also will not go to individual members depending on the nature of their communication. And there we need to bear in mind the need for us to assess the security and confidentiality needs of our communication. Unfortunately, every social media technology, there are ways by which that could be constructed. We are proposing a structure. Please, could the light be brought close so that people could see it a bit? We are presenting the nature of clustering that we may have, a model of communication. Thank you very much. Now, you see from community level up to the continental level, we have a model where there will be each of those boxes you have, we make triangle, but if you see when we are connected, looking from a kind of three-dimensional, you see it's not just a triangle, it goes up, that communication, linking each of the nodes that you have there, communication flow from one node to the other. Now, in the center is the coordinator of that cluster, via whom all the communication has to pass through. It starts with a kind of control communication where it's not just anybody broadcasting. If you look at WhatsApp, one of the common things we use, we can create a cluster, a WhatsApp group where it's only the manager of the group can broadcast communication to others there. That is the need in that particular environment. You don't want just anybody just to throw anything there. And this age, you see some, even government, putting legislation in place. In any WhatsApp group or any communication group you have, if there's anything prejudicial to the government of the day, they have the law to say you can be arrested. We don't want that kind of thing in our grouping. That is why you see in each cluster that is center coordination. Now imagine we could have this at the community level. Then we have the same model at the national, depending on how the country is divided, provinces, states, regions. Now, each of these models can fit into any of the levels that you have. The main feature is that the members are connected via a coordinating agency or a coordinator. Two, it is hierarchical, in nature in terms of the communication. We throw in the flexibility depending on the needs that we have. So that is the picture, summarizing the communication only via the coordinator, what we have at every level, from community up to the continental level. Now, that is the conceptual view of the communication platform we are proposing. Now, what is the way forward? We are proposing that we set up a task team with a coordinator who charged with the following responsibilities for us to actualize what we are proposing. We need to elicit the Africa Agency community development communication needs and all the contextual issues which will be defined even at the community level, at the national level, and regional level, as well as continental level. The reality is that why we look at Africa, after a geographical location, we have our own contextual diversities, and which will be dictated, based on the contextual reality of that particular environment. So we need to bear that in mind so that we don't adopt a one-size-fits-all kind of model for every part of Africa. Two, we need to define what social media platform features and functions will be required to meet that need we have already defined. Thirdly, we need to identify appropriate social media technology that can meet data communication need. Then we propose, based on that, it's a cumulative thing, propose social media enabled Africa Agency community development communication platform. Then we assess what are resource implications that we need. But if we appropriately exploit what is already existing, it may not entail much in terms of investment there. We need to identify potential development partner. Where we're discussing, maybe we need to touch base with the Juice Agency when they started up to now, the model of their communication, and see whether there's something we could borrow, from that. We need to then constitute a technical team to follow through this process. We need to think, we can think big initially, looking at the projection of what should be our communication need now, in short term, medium term, and long term, but we have to start small and then grow. Once we have designed the platform comprehensively, the taking scalability, that is the attribute of easy expansion, adding, nodes to it. There will not be difficulty, but we need to think big. We just start small. That is the way forward. Thank you very much. Questions afterwards.